Good afternoon, ladies. Welcome to Netzach Week. Today is Hod Sheben Netzach. Hod, we're going to define, you'll learn more about it next week, but Hod is defined as humility, which means I'm going to pull myself back today, and I'm going to allow Hashem to do this message and to make this video. So I don't have any notes in front of me, and I'm not going to look down at my notes because there aren't any. And you'll excuse me, but I'm going to just close my eyes and I'm going to demonstrate the Mida of Hod Sheben Netzach through just allowing Hashem to speak through me. Because that's really what Hod Sheben Netzach is about. It's about getting myself out of the way, my ego self. Again, that part of me, what's the damaged part of Netzach? It's that part of me that wants to be in control. It's that part of me that says, it's about me, and I want to do this, and I'm going forward, and I. And it's really important to have a strong sense of self and a strong I. But the Hod Sheben Netzach is when we acknowledge. Hod also comes from the language of Hodaya, which means to acknowledge. The Hod Sheben Netzach is when I can pull myself back, again, myself meaning my false self, my ego self, and I can allow my true self to come through, which is my neshama self, which is the Chalak Elokai Mimal, which is that part of me where I can now make room for Hashem and allow Hashem to speak through me. That's what Hod Sheben Netzach is. I'll open my eyes just for a moment to come back. Again, Netzach, I don't think I brought this, but another expression of Netzach is will, right? Ratzon. Rav Ginsburg says really clearly that another aspect of our Netzach, of our endurance, is when we really want something, we really desire something, we put our full heart and soul into wanting whatever it is that we want. But what really fuels the Ratzon in a most pure way is when we can, again, I'll close my eyes, is when we can pull ourselves back and then say, okay, but Hashem, what do you want? Right? I know very well what I want, right? I want to be successful. I want this to come across well. I want to reach hundreds of women, thousands of women. I want. But Hashem, if I can pull myself back, Hod Sheben Netzach is, I want to be a vessel. I want to be a kli, Hashem, to do what you want. So what do you want, Hashem? What do you want to say to these women? And if I've internalized this, then hopefully the way I'm speaking now is going to come from a different place, from a place of Hod, from a place of humility, from a place of recognizing that at the end of the day, I'm just a vehicle, right? I'm just an extension. I'm just an appendage of Hashem's will. And it's only to the degree that I can get myself out of the way that Hashem can truly use my kli, my vessel, in the best possible way. So if yesterday we were holding on tight and we were trying to conquer our Yetzer Hara in the most powerful, nitzchias, victorious way, right? Once we've gotten a handle, so to speak, on our negative character traits, on all the midos that are trying to trip us up, on those negative situations, on our anger, on our jealousy, then Hashem can begin to really use our vessel, our vehicle. We can become a chariot for Hashem's presence in the world. Now I can begin to I can put myself aside and I can just let Hashem do the work. I can just let Hashem use my kli in whatever way that he wants. And I want to just conclude with a conversation that I had with my daughter in the car just the other day, which I think perfectly exemplifies this point. There's an expression in Hebrew called Masha Bali, right? If any of you women out there are Israelis and speak Hebrew, you'll be very familiar with this expression, right? You ask your child, in this instance my daughter, to go clean up her room. Lo bali, bali, I don't feel like it, right? In English, that translates as I don't feel like it, right? There's no greater chutzpah in my mind, and that's a sure sign that the Mashiach is very close, because there's really tremendous chutzpah going on right now between children and parents. And for a child to turn around after a parent asks them to do something and say, lo bali, I don't feel like it, I don't want to. So I'm having this conversation with my daughter, because my daughter, God love her, has a very strong ratzon. She's very strong-willed. And I said to her, I said, Hana Rachel, I said, it's really important that you have this strong ratzon, right? That you have this will. Because according to Rav Wolbe, Shlomo Wolbe, who wrote Alei Shur, it's our will. He calls it the lachatz al kaftor. He says it's our will that's pushing the button to whatever it is that we want to see happen in our lives. So we have to have a ratzon. We have to have a strong desire to do something. So Masha Bali is actually a really great thing. But what? But at the end of the day, Masha Bali, what do I want? I want what Hashem wants, right? Hod shebenetzach, and this is what I was trying to explain to my 15-and-a-half-year-old. Hod shebenetzach means at the end of the day, Masha Bali, what do I want? I only want what you want, Hashem, right? When my humility informs my netzach, when my ability to pull back so that I can be a kli, I can be a voice, I can be an expression in the world for what Hashem wants, then I can use that power of Masha Bali. This is what I want, and I can be a tremendous koach, a tremendous force to hopefully express what Hashem wants. And that's Hod shebenetzach. So today, our exercise for the day is don't try so hard. Don't try so hard in the sense of it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about Hashem. It's about Ein Od Milvado. So we're going to try today to just pull back a little bit. And I'm going to close my eyes so I can just conclude with a prayer and a blessing that we should all be the proper and pure and rectified vessels for Hashem to use our kelim, for Hashem to use us in the most powerful, profound ways and bring us from that place of being unconscious to God conscious. And in that way, we'll have a truly glorious and victorious day. Kol Tuv.